Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another boring golf video. So on this one, I got a little bit shorter of a video. I was planning on doing a front nine and a back nine in two separate videos. Where the front nine, I was going to club up and swing smooth. Back nine, I was going to club down and swing hard. But once again, if you haven't guessed, already some more audio issues along the way here. So on hole number six, spoiler alert, I was passing by a group that was letting me play through because I was just by myself today, and something happened along the way. Got unplugged while I was jogging or something, and audio just cut off, and I didn't figure it out for a real long time. So here we are, Green Valley Ranch. Very familiar with this course. You guys have seen it before. Short par four on the first one, only 355. I'm showing up late as usual, so taking a couple warm-up swings. Shout out to the deer, the wildlife out here. Spectacular creatures they are, I guess. A little mangy, I guess. 7 wood on number one here. Want to go just left of the bunkers out there on the right and put a pretty good swing on this first one. So pretty happy with that first swing of the day. So again, on this front nine, I'm doing a club up challenge. So on my approach here, I've got 98 yards. I would normally hit a 60 degree because that's kind of a stock 100-yard shot for me, but hitting a 56. Tug it a little bit and a little bit long on this first wedge of the day is what it is. So I've got this lengthy birdie putt. And again, just getting a feel for it. Green Valley Ranch has always had nice greens. They always roll pretty good, pretty smooth, and pretty fast. Clean up for a par here, curled it in the edge there, so we're happy with that. Second hole, gettable par five. It's really mostly about that second shot because it's a tough, skinny green protected by a tree. Anyway, flare this one way out to the right. Those trees on the right are usually not in play, but I found them. Had a pretty good lie in the rough here, but I came out of this shot with my 3 wood and just skittered it along the ground. This approach I've got 125, hitting a 50 degree. Felt like it came out pretty good, but it actually came out pretty short. So give this putt a nice little wallop. A little long and right on the putt, not too bad, about 5 feet away or so. And clean it up for a par. So happy with that. Happy with going par to start. Nice drive here on this one. This is a pretty inviting fairway. Um, put it out to the right a little bit, but there's plenty of room there. So on this one, I had only 86 yards, and since the kind of idea was to swing smooth, I was still gonna hit a 60 degree here, nice and smooth. Landed it just about 3 or 4 feet past the flag. Had a good look for birdie here. Just missed it on the high side, but can clean up for an easy par there. All right, number four, short par four here. Going with the 3 wood, trying to get on the green. I hit this almost right at the flag, just a touch left of it, and I catch this bunker here. Pretty good look from this bunker. Hit a nice shot here and left myself about 9 or 10 feet. And have a good little putt here for birdie. Knock her in. Happy about that. So number six. So I waited on the group. I caught up to the group in front of me. There's a foursome in front of me. And I waited on them for quite a while to finish this hole. Hit a 6 iron here as with like 185 to that flag. I would have normally hit a 7 there to the kind of middle of the green. Um, then I hit this chip pretty skinny and way too far. So you can see that group in front of me that I'm talking about up on the left there. And kind of while I'm walking up and doing my thing, I noticed them looking at me and I'm looking at them, and we're kind of having this, mental back and forth of, do I need to hurry? Are they going to let me through, or should I take my time and not worry about going through? I'm not really sure what to do in this situation. I've got my film stuff, blah blah blah. All this is going through my head. I'm not focused on actually making a good stroke, and it shows as I leave that one 5 or 6 feet short and give myself not an easy downhill slider. And again, I just see those guys. I mean, I'm not obviously don't actively notice them looking back and forth while I'm ahead of this, but it's in my head. Want to just go up and whack this in, so I'm kind of again in between taking my time and hurrying up. And I decide to put another pretty poor stroke on this shot here. Always frustrating when you follow up a birdie with a bogey or worse. So I'm having like a little mental temper tantrum right now, just trying to get past it. On to the next. So they did let me through. Hit a decent drive here on this one, kind of a Healy cut, but right in the middle of the fairway, so not too mad at that. And then on this approach shot, I've got 123, hit a gap wedge, about pin high, just a bit left, just off the green, just in the fringe. And again, I'm trying to just kind of rush and get out of the way, so I'll give this one a whack. Almost went in actually on the front door there, but just missed it. Tap in for par, little wave, saying thanks, and now I'm a little more settled in. So on this one, they had the tee box up a bit. Normally you don't hit driver here because those trees there are real big, and if you don't want to be in front of those. But I actually drove this one over the back of the green, had a nice little sand shot here. Just released a little farther than I wanted, but it's still pretty good look, like 8 feet or so for a birdie. And Sekar Ramrod hit this through the break. Not a good stroke there. Got to do, hit the back of the cup or play the break, one or the other. Short par three here. Gosh, what was it? I can't remember. It was like 150 to the flag, and I think I hit like a smooth 9 that went off the back. Hit it what I thought was a pretty good chip here, but it all just kind of ran away and ran all the way to the front of the green where the lip of the collar there on the fringe kind of saved me from going all the way down. Put back up the hill for a par. Unfortunately missed that, so bogey. So the last 3 holes have been a little frustrating, but now we got a gettable par 5. So this one has a creek that runs kind of front right and up to the left, but it's pretty easy carry. It's only like 260 or so carry, 250, 260. Here I've got 185, hit a good 7-iron, just block it out to the right, unfortunately, into those bunkers over there. Not too difficult of a stance, a little short-sighted, but it's not too hard of a shot. But this one I clip a little thin, unfortunately. I'm pretty pissed off. Hit it 20 feet by or so. But fortunately, smack the back of the cup. I'm all jazzed up, and we're onto the back 9. So again, on this back 9, I'm gonna be clubbing down and swinging hard. But first, I need to have a little date with Jack Daniels, who gives me a shot in the jaw. I have to shake that one off, but I recover nicely and get ready to tee up for number 10 here. Another short par 4, not too long. You want to go out, there's like a set of little dead trees out there. You want to kind of go right at those, hit a nice little 7-wood hit here right in the middle of the fairway. And here I've got, I think it's like 136 yards, so I'm trying to smash a 56 here. And I don't catch it real good, but it lands kind of just right on the front of the green. So I've got this pretty lengthy putt for a birdie here. It's hard to see in this video, but this green is pretty undulated. I hit it, 7 feet by or so, and on the way back, the hole makes a nice snag for me. Appreciate it. On the next one, tough eye line on this tee shot. It's not a terribly hard hole, but I flare this one out to the right into the weeds on the right. Fortunately, there's a decent amount of room, and it just stayed up. Here I've got 148, and I hit a gap wedge kind of towards the middle of the green because the pin is back right. Another wave to the wildlife. I don't think this is the same set of deer from before. Maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't ask him. But short left on this approach shot. Got a lengthy birdie putt, and I put a pretty nice stroke on this one. Started coming back at the end and gave it a good look. So a nice little easy tap in par. You'll take that from that long of a putt. And then I got a very gettable par 5 here. So there's those couple bunkers on the left. You want to go just right of those, and I somehow managed to split them instead. So I'm in the rough on the left. I got 220 up the hill. I'm hitting a 5-iron here. I would normally hit a 4, but hit this kind of knuckly enough to where it didn't fly too far, but it just ran like the Dickens all the way up and on the green. Pretty lucky result. Got a great look at eagle here, and I'm pretty animated about just missing this one. I really wanted that to drop, but you'll take a tap in birdie every day of the week, won't you? All right, next one's a short par 3. I had 146 yards, I think, 145. Trying to absolutely shatter a 56 degree here. I would normally hit a gap wedge kind of middle of the green, and I hit probably one of my best wedges, at least in this situation where I had to step on one. Had a great look for birdie, just missed it on the low side there, but clean up for a par, not too bad. We'll take that all day. Drivable par 4 here. Wanted to hit a little cut off the bunkers on the left there because those bunkers will catch the ball and leave you just fine. I kind of double crossed it. I'm way in the weeds on the left. You can't really see this, but my ball will kind of land just to the right of the little dry patch on the green there. Little long, was kind of guessing down there, and I left myself with this tester of a chip. And I thought I had a decent one here, and I thought it was going to kick left, but it kicked dead straight, ran all the way to the back of the green, and I left myself with this kind of 20-footer, not an easy putt. You kind of sliding to the right. Um, and I ran this by a little bit too far. Was a little pissed off. Didn't want to think about it. Just whacked it. Went up and gave it a whack, and cleaned up for a bogey there. Um, Next, pretty tough par four here. You want to hit a good tee shot. I wanted to hit one just kind of right over the patch of brown on the right there, but again, carbon copy of the next shot, of the previous shot, and snap hooked it into the weeds. So this is my third shot. I had to take a drop. Hit a 56 right barely over that bunker there, and it ended up being about 4 feet past. Really great look to clean up for a par here, and I was absolutely pumped when I made this one. Hell of a par, especially after going into the weeds. So this one you would normally not hit a driver. It's just not really a driver hole unless you're being crazy like I am. I think this one went kind of floated underneath those trees. So it definitely didn't make it over them, unless it maybe hit them and fell down into a good spot. But I think I went under him, hit a nice little chip here to about 3.5, 4 feet. So really, really great look at birdie. Um, and here is a great example of how you can be pissed off at making a par. Ugh, that's tough. Anyway, tough par three here. It was playing, I think it was 166, so I step on a pitching wedge here. They moved the tee box to an easier spot on this hole, so it wasn't as hard as it usually plays. Hit a really good pitching wedge to about 7 or 8 feet, and was absolutely jazzed that I made this putt. That's a tough birdie hole. All right, hole 18, really tough finishing hole. I kind of drop kicked this one. Kind of a low spin pop up that rolled out a little bit, so. Second shot here. This is a really, really tough second shot, so I decided to hit a cut off there's a bunker way on the left. I pushed this one and it cut right at the green. I did not mean to do that, but I was very fortunately able to make it over the hazard. I actually ended up hitting a second shot just in case, but I found my first one in the sand over here. Hit it a little too far on the shelf back there. Look for birdie from the fringe. Just missed this one. It was, if a little less pace, I might have had a chance. Clean up for par, and I'll do a little quick outro. All right, quick little outro video. We just finished up and shot 35 on this side, so 1 under. So for the both sides, even on the round, which is great. I'm happy with that. I wouldn't say that there was a significant difference in overall quality of golf or how I felt around the shots. Some were more comfortable than others for sure on each side, but the results were pretty similar. It really came down to obviously chipping and putting, and that's, maybe that's the moral of the story, is the strokes don't always come from shots off the tee or even some of your approach shots. I left a few out there that were really darn close. And so work on that short game, everybody, and put the ball in the hole every time and get those low rounds. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.